Yo, uh, welcome back to History and Coffee. This video is not. This is going to be a answering some questions and things like that I've gotten in the comments. I figured it was time. So I do read everyone's comments and I do appreciate them very much. Anybody that supports this channel is awesome. I got 100 plus subscribers. I definitely want to thank you all. Because this is pretty, it's just pretty ghetto shit that I'm just basically rambling off the top of my head from memory. I do, if I'm unclear on something, I do go back and check it, and I promise that, unless presented as opinion, this is all factual information that I got here, so I'm not bullshitting. I got a couple of comments and questions I figured I'd go through and, answer them, so. The biggest one is, why don't you turn your camera sideways? Well, I don't give a shit, honestly. It's like, that you wanted to fill your screen with me sitting here, like, on the side of my bed with my phone, like, leaned up against, basically, it's a lamp. You can see the fucking shade here. And honestly, the only reason these are even in video format is because I don't have the software to, like, add little graphs and things in there, else you wouldn't even see me. You'd just see, pictures of what I'm talking about. I'd like to get to that place at some point, be able to add some stuff in, like, hey, look, I'm talking about this, and here's a picture of whatever, General Custer or whatever. So yeah, this is more like a blog kind of thing than really videos. I would definitely turn my camera sideways or get an actual, camera or something like that. And then I had a question from a gentleman asking me how I was able to speak to Rhodesian Bush War veterans. And, that conflict happened, in the 60s and up into the late 70s. And those guys were all very much still alive, and they are all on Facebook. And, basically what I did was I created a group called Rhodesian Light Infantry Remembered, and it was supposed to be a memorial page for the unit. And much like this, to my surprise, it kind of blew up, and a whole bunch of those guys wanted a part of it. And oh, hey, boo. A whole bunch of those guys just, joined the group, and I got to have some really good conversations and get some first-hand accounts of the political situation and what the combat conditions were like, what the war was like, and then a lot about, sort of what took place in the country afterwards. So yeah, if you want to talk to this isn't like tracking down somebody that fought in World War I. This is something that this is a fairly recent conflict, and if you want to get in touch with these guys and ask them, they're more than happy to tell you, because honestly, the story that's been told on their behalf is very politically motivated, and it's big bullshit, basically. So they are more than happy to set the record straight. And then let's see, next one is a big thank you to all those guys in Rhodesian Light Infantry Remembered, the veterans especially, who were wanting to participate and have dialogue and things like that and help make these videos possible. They sacrificed a lot, and they didn't get a lot in return, and they definitely deserve a lot more than what they got. The next one is what's with the paranormal stuff. Well, the weird and mysterious is very much a big part of history, and that's actually my other hobby. Is I'm a Bigfoot investigator. I actually go out in the woods with a group. It's one of those nationwide acronym groups, and I go out there and I look for stuff, and I got pictures and footprints and all that weird shit like everybody else does, but I don't want to talk about that on the channel, because that's way off topic. But the paranormal is interesting, and it's very much a part of history, and it very much influences history in a lot of ways. So I will be doing more of that, and I will also be doing more of just regular historical content. So look forward to that. And then somebody asked me about doing a video on the Salem witch trials, and I actually have one in the works. So you're in luck. I'm going to be doing that soon. I'm just that's a topic that I can't rattle off the top of my head, so I have to actually sit there and do research, because again, I want to present the facts accurately and not, go off on some there's a lot of that's one of those things that's been really sort of romanticized and twisted around, for the sake of politics. Once again, that was something that the real intentions and actions have been really lost to history and just sort of become pop culture, basically. So I'm going to definitely get into that and set the record straight on that one. So look forward to that coming down the line. Let's see. I'd like to get some more guest commentator, guest lecturers, I guess you call them, in here. I'd like to have Jason back, and you get Marco back. He used to make the thumbnails for the videos, but he actually took on a secondary career path, so he's been very busy. But congratulations to him on that, and we hope to have him back soon, making the thumbnails for the videos. Let's see what else. The group that I have tied into this, the History and Coffee on Facebook, the page in the group, I honestly do not have time for that. If you all want to go in there and contribute and do stuff, please do. Please keep that going. Feel free. I do look at it, so if you want to drop topic suggestions or anything in there, do it in there. You could do it on the comments here. I do see it. It's just that I don't have time to make a bunch of posts, because I do. I have a lot of shit that I do, surprisingly, for somebody who's retired. So, but that's all I can think of as far as the big questions. I'm not turning my phone sideways. Definitely not going to do that, because I don't care. And I mean, like, honestly, if you don't want to watch these videos because it doesn't fill your screen or whatever, that's you need to go maybe get some counseling about that. But any sort of suggestions or any other questions you have, feel free to drop them in the comments there, and I'll address them or make fun of them, like in the case of the phone thing, because I hear that so much. And again, I really appreciate y'all watching and supporting the channel. And if you like it, share it, because it does me favors. So thank you all.